Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the language of big business and help you understand what's really going on with your investments. Today we're diving into a proxy statement. Usually those things are snooze fest, but this one, let's just say there's a boardroom battle brewing and it involves a guy who's allowed to own just 1999 kestes of the company. It's like high school math, but with real money. This filing is a proxy statement, a document companies use to get shareholders to vote on important issues at the annual meeting. Think of it as a permission slip you give the company to make decisions for you if you can't be there in person. They are having their annual shareholder meeting in late May. The main things to vote on are electing the board of directors, approving executive pay, increasing stock options, and hiring the auditor or the financial watchdog. Let's focus on some of the more spicy details. We have to discuss some changes to the board. In February, a company named Velan, which is an investment firm, got the right to nominate a director to Edesa's board. That director is David Liu. This agreement also states as long as Velan owns a certain amount of stock, they get to keep nominating someone. It looks like I've done a full checkup to make sure there are any sneaky conflicts of interest among the board members. They want to ensure the board is made up of people who can think for themselves and not just rubber stamp management's decisions. Let's also discuss how much the top dogs are making. The CEO, Pardeep Nijhawan, has a contract that lays out his salary, potential bonuses, and what happens if he gets fired or quits. If he gets canned without a good reason, he could walk away with a pretty hefty severance package. This agreement also prevents him from working for a competitor or poaching employees for a certain period after he leaves. Okay, let's talk money specifically. If we scroll down to the compensation table, we can see that last year Pardeep Nijhawan made about $465,000. Some of it came in salary, some as bonus, and some as other perks, like a car allowance. The president, Michael Brooks, made about $429,000, and the CFO, Stephen Lemieux, made about $368,000. Also note that the amount of shares each executive owns or is entitled to, this often influences a company's direction. The filing includes a pay versus performance table. This is supposed to show how the CEO's pay lines up with the company's performance. For example, in 2024, the CEO made $465,000 in total compensation, while the average of the other executives was around $309 for the year, was $6.2 million. These figures are for you to determine if executive pay lines up with overall results. Looking at director compensation, we see amounts each director receives for serving on the board and its committees. The chairman gets paid the most for his hard work. The company wants to increase the number of shares available in its stock option plan. They want to add over 1.7 million shares to the plan to give them more flexibility to reward employees and attract new talent. They also want to get rid of a rule that makes some stock awards count extra against the total number of shares they can give out. Next up is related party transactions. It looks like the CEO's own company was involved in a deal to buy preferred shares. This is where the guy who gets 19.99% comes in. Dr. Nijhawan, through his corporation, invested 1.5 M in the company 9, will not be allowed to own more than 19.99 trade of the common shares outstanding because of the type of shares he bought. There are a few shareholders known to own 5% or more of the company. Each of these has right around 10%, which likely means that are very influential in making decisions. So what does all this mean? Edesa Biotech is making some strategic moves, shaking up its board and making sure its executives are well compensated. There's also a big stock offering happening with the CEO himself getting in on the action, subject to ownership limits. Finally, let's look at auditors. The shareholders are also being asked to approve MNP LLP as the auditor for this year. A quick scan of the auditor fees and services shows they paid their auditors a total of $243,000 last year. Okay, let's break down the situation with this company. They're definitely trying to grow, and bringing in Velan's guy shows they're open to new ideas. Executive pay is always a hot topic, and the company is making an effort to link it to how well they perform. They need more shares to play with for their stock option plan, and like most companies, related party transactions always make you raise an eyebrow and see what's up. For potential shareholders, you've got to decide if you trust the guys at the top to do well. The stock dilution from more options may make your shares worth less in the future. And the auditor vote, it's usually a formality, but it's good to see they are paying attention to the numbers. In conclusion, Edesa has some promising things going, but it also has some things that need to be watched, like every other public company out there. If they can keep their costs low, sell some products and start making money, the increased compensation and dilution might be warranted. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. We'll catch you in the next video.